Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will be showing you how you can capture raw DNG images in Flutter Android application using CameraX. So let's get started. Now I want to make it very clear at the start of this tutorial that there is no third-party library available to achieve this particular functionality. So that's why we need to write native code. So let me show you guys the output first. So here you can see I have the Flutter application running. I have already granted the camera permission, and here you saw the toast message. Right now not all Android devices support this raw DNG image format, so be very careful with this. That's why in case if it is not supported, I am displaying a toast message saying that this is not supported. And later on I will also show you along with this raw DNG how you can capture JPEG images as well, but for now let's just concentrate on raw DNG. So here you can see I'll just click on this take photo button and it will capture the photo for me and it will display it inside an image view. Now for some reason the image is rotated in a wrong direction. I don't know why. If you know anything about it, do let me know in the comments. But if I go to my files app or photos app, I'll go to images. Here you can see the image is displayed properly. I don't know why this is happening with the our image Flutter image view itself, but anyway, so this is how it looks like. So let's see how to achieve this. So first, as usual, you need to create a Flutter application. Then you need to go to lib main.dart over here, and you need to add these all imports. Now this my camera view is a custom Dart file which I have created. I'll show you that shortly, but instead of Flutter app you will have to write your own project name. Now these are all the default boilerplate code present when you create a Flutter application, so I have not changed any of this. And here is our my homepage widget. So it is a stateful widget. Here we like I said, this is only for Android. This tutorial is only for Android. So here we are just checking if platform is Android or not. Then here we have method channel. Now for even asking for camera permission, if you want to use a third-party library you can do that, but I have written native code for that as well. So here you can see we are asking for camera permission, and once camera permission is given we just change this particular state. Then here we have this build method, and if permission is granted then we display our camera view, else we just display a text saying give camera permission. So here we have this my camera view.dart file. Again, these are all the imports. So here is our stateful widget, here is our method channel as well, and here is our image URL which we get once the image is captured. So here I am just checking if platform is Android and image URL is not equal to empty, then we just display the image using this image.file and passing the file and as well as the image URL to it. Else we display the Android view which displays the basically our camera view, and this camera view should be same name used on native Android side as well. Else for all other platform I'm just displaying a placeholder. So once the platform view is created, here you can see we call this handle method. So here we are continuously listening for that image URL which gets captured from native Android side and send it back to Flutter side. So here once it is captured we just update this state as well. Then you need to go to Android app build.gradle.kts. Here inside dependencies you need to add camera core, you need to add camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view as well as constraint layout. Then go to src main android manifest.xml, and here you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera, this camera permission as well as this write external storage permission. Then you need to go to Kotlin com example and whatever is your project name. So first you need to go to main activity. Now these are all the imports which you need to add, and here I have added some code. So basically most of this is related to camera permission. So here you can see we are asking for camera permission over here. Here is our method channel. So once the camera permission is granted we just send back to Flutter side, else we send back as false. This is just a helper method to check whether camera permission is granted or not. Here we override this configure Flutter engine method where we register our view factory, and here is another Kotlin file which I will show you shortly. So this will basically display the camera view or the camera preview which you see, right? And here is our method channel as well for camera permission, and this is again for requesting the camera permission. That's it. Next, coming back to this my camera view factory.kt, again these are all the imports for it, and here is our class my camera view factory, here is our platform view factory as well. And again this is mostly boilerplate code which you have to write every time you want to embed a native Android view inside your Flutter application. So don't worry too much about it. The only thing which you need to concerned are, here we can here we are calling another Kotlin file called my camera view. So let's go to my camera view.kt file over here, and again these are all the imports. So I'll simply scroll through this imports. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Then here we have image capture. Here is our process camera provider. Then we initialize constraint layout, preview view, as well as our button. And here is our method channel as well. Here is our camera executor service. Then here we set layout params to our constraint layout. Here is our constraint set. Then we add the viewfinder, is basically the camera preview. So here we make sure it occupies the entire width and height of the screen, and so that's what. And from the bottom I am leaving a margin of 200. Similarly for button, we set the text background color, text color, add the button to our constraint layout, we constrain it to the bottom of the screen, and finally we apply the constraint, and then we add a click listener for our button called take photo. And here is our setup camera. So inside setup camera we start our camera as well as set our camera executor. Then here is our take photo method where we get hold of our image capture. Then this is the name which I am using for our image which gets created. Then here you can see content values dot apply, and here you need to pass the MIME type as this particular thing, raw DNG, x Adobe DNG, right? And here we are setting relative path. Then here we are defining the output options for our raw. I'll come back to this. This is for JPEG, but don't directly uncomment and run it. There is some things which you need to know about. Then we'll come back to this. Then we just do image capture dot take picture output raw options. Here again I have commented this one out, so be careful with this. And here we override on error as well as on image save. So once the image is saved, we send the image URL back to Flutter side. We shut down our camera executor, we unbind our camera provider as well. Then here this is just a helpful method to get the actual URI from the captured image, which we are using it over here. Then here we override get view where we return constraint layout. Here we override dispose where we shut down our camera executor. Here is our start camera where we define our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector. Here is our camera provider feature. We add a listener. We get hold of our camera process camera provider. Here is our default back camera. We do camera provider dot get camera info, passing in the camera selector. Then we set the camera provider. Here we initialize the preview as well. Here we get the hold of our capabilities. So if the capabilities dot contain supported image format as output format raw, then we display a toast saying raw JPEG supported. If not, then we just display saying raw not supported. So in case if raw is not supported, you will have to create a variable or something like that, and maybe you will have to remove this particular bit of code. In an if check, you will have, if it is not supported, you will have to fall back to this particular bit of code. Okay, so be very careful with that. And also one more thing which you will have to do is so yeah, that's it. And here you set the capture mode. Now resolution selector is only set it for non-raw images. Okay, do not set it for raw images, otherwise you will get error. Here we define our preview as well as image capture use case. We unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle. Yeah, that's it. So I think that should be it. Now let's see about JPEG. Now what I have done is that I have opened this particular Android folder inside Android Studio, because while like I feel more comfortable editing this Kotlin code from Android Studio as compared to VS Code. So now let's see what if I want to capture both JPEG as well as raw images. Now given that so okay, let me just quickly show it to you what all changes you need to do. So first let's just go to our my camera view, right? Again you can do this changes from, again now Android Studio is acting up, so I'll just do a quick Gradle sync. Hopefully that should resolve this issue. Like there is no issue with this code. Again, it's Android Studio that is acting up. I don't know why. So let's just wait till Gradle sync, and hopefully all these errors will go away. If you want to do all this code changes from VS Code, please free to do that, but make sure you add the right imports as well. So that's the problem with VS Code. Yeah, you don't get to see this imports, or you don't really add those imports. That's why. So here you can see hopefully all errors should go away now. Now suppose apart from raw DNG, I also want to capture JPEG. Okay, so what you can do is you can just come over here, you can uncomment this line of code. Okay, it is taking a bit of time, not able to uncomment as well. Okay, so here you can see I'll just I don't know why I'm not able to uncomment. I'm not able to edit. I don't know why. Let me just close it and open it. I think I'm running low on memory or something like that. I don't know why I'm not able to edit this. Okay, let me just edit it from VS Code. Android Studio is acting upon me. I don't know why. Okay, so I'll just remove this line by line. I think Android Studio, if it runs out of memory, then it acts up weirdly like this. So I'm just removing this. Okay, and you need to remove this particular bit of content as well. So I'll just do Command S to save. Let's come back to Android Studio. Okay, here you can see it has also reflected those changes. So yeah, that's what we have done. Here you can see we have added output raw options as well as output options. Again, in case output raw options is not supported, you will have to add a check by removing this. Okay, add an if else check. Now the other problem is, here you can see we are sending the URI of the saved image, right? But here we are saving two images. So for the first captured image it will send you the URI, but for the second captured image, when it tries to send you the URI, the method channel becomes null, because method channel can be used only once when you have invoked that particular method. So for now I will comment this out, but what could be the other alternative? You can use something called an event channel or an event emitter for this, but for now I will just comment this one out because I don't want that particular error. Okay, and the next thing is, there is one more thing which you need to do is, here also you need to make a change, output raw JPEG, and here also output raw JPEG. All right, so hopefully this should support, this should work. All right, so let me just run the application again. I'll just run it in release mode because the performance in the release mode is much better. Like in I don't really like the performance in debug mode, but yeah, obviously you get the advantage of hot reload and hot restart in debug mode. So yeah, choose whatever makes sense to your use case. So let's just wait for a couple of seconds. Okay, so let me just mirror my device again. Okay, so hopefully you can see it. I'll just click on this take photo button. So it has captured the image. Now here as soon as I capture the image, I just shut down the camera preview. So to check it, you can just go to the files app again, and you should see two more images. Here you can see actually, so this is the JPEG image which loads pretty quickly, and let me show you the raw DNG image as well, which takes a bit of time to load. So here you can see this is the raw DNG image. So yeah, that's all there is to